Alright, so we have the Giants Week 4 review video, and first off we have the first play of the game actually, a deep ball from Case Keenum to Trey Quinn that went over his head, and we saw two of those this game actually. So of course when you see the Giants hold a team to 3 points, you think to yourself, oh, that's a great game, but the Redskins probably should have had at least 2 more touchdowns in this game, and here's an example of one right here. So here's Grant Haley in the slot on the top there, Trey Quinn goes right by him, has at least a step on him, and luckily for us, Case Keenum overthrows him. Now this would happen later in the game as well, and I'll get to that. But Grant Haley does have to be a little bit better in coverage. We should know that by now. He had a good year last year, but so far has not had a great year, but hopefully he gets better as the season goes on. There are definitely going to be more positives than negatives in this video, but here's a negative. So Lorenzo Carter right here. I mean, he had Adrian Peterson wrapped up, but for some reason just did not bring him to the ground, and Adrian Peterson picks up an extra 5 yards on this play. You can't have stuff like this. I mean, right there's a few Giants in the area. They didn't take him down, and Peterson picks up an extra 5 yards, I would say. We'll see better from this angle how many yards he would pick up. So he's right here at about the 26-yard line, and he goes down at the 30-ish. So yeah, picked up an extra 4 yards or so. Not a killer, but they have to do a better job of tackling on that. And honestly, so far, Lorenzo Carter has not been that impressive. So hopefully he improves as well as the year goes on. So the week prior, Janoris Jenkins, our top corner, gave up 190 yards to Mike Evans, and obviously the Redskins don't have a Mike Evans type receiver. Their best receiver was actually out this game. So Janoris Jenkins is down here. I don't even know who he's covering, to be honest with you guys, but he makes a nice play on this ball. He had a great game in this one. Of course, he wasn't guarding a prime number 1 wide receiver, but still makes a nice play, undercuts the slant, pops the ball up for Ryan Conley, who unfortunately will not be with us the rest of the year, but still, Janoris Jenkins might be with us the rest of the year. He might get traded, but he's a Giant right now, and we'll see from this angle how far behind the receiver this ball was. I mean, it's not crazy, but Janoris Jenkins is still in a good position to make a play there. Ryan Conley with the easy interception, so a nice job at executing right there by the Giants to not only intercept that ball, but Janoris Jenkins himself getting a hand in there and popping the ball up. So the Giants on their first offensive drive were faced with a 3rd and 17. They picked up 15 yards with Wayne Gallman here. I believe the Redskins are in a cover 4 defense. We'll see that both corners drop back, both safeties drop back, and then 4 players back here. And of course, one of the outside linebackers, I believe, was not in the right position here, and Wayne Gallman's right there. Makes a catch on the bottom of the screen and picks up 15 yards on this play. So a nice job by Gallman. But I think what happened on this play was this outside linebacker was probably supposed to be down here more. That's the typical cover 4 at least. And he just gets drawn into the middle of the field too much with, I think, Evan Engram right here. And when Wayne Gallman then gets this ball, the ball's in the air right now, but when he makes this catch, there's a lot of green in front of him to make a play here, and he certainly does that. Did not pick up the first down, but the Giants would go for it, and I believe I have that play marked next, so we'll get into that right after this. But still, it was a great job right there by Wayne Gallman, not only to catch that ball, but to pick up 15 yards on this play and make it a 4th and manageable, and Pat Shurmur did decide to go for it. So here's that next play of 4th and 2, as you can see. And the Redskins set up a defense that's pretty easy to diagnose for Daniel Jones. Basically, it's man coverage. It's going to be a cover 0 eventually because the running back Wayne Gallman goes out, and the one safety that's back goes out to cover Wayne Gallman. So basically, there's no safety help on this play, and Daniel Jones realizes that either everyone here is going to blitz him or maybe a few linebackers drop back. What would happen was everyone's going to blitz him. Sterling Shepard right here runs a quick out route, and he makes a great throw to him. But watch Daniel Jones right here. He kind of drifts to his left and will throw around this area to the left of the hash mark. It was a nice job by him. It's something a veteran quarterback would do just to buy himself some time. And you can see that player on the top of the screen there got off without even being blocked, basically. I think number 55 right here gets off without even being blocked, and Daniel Jones realizes that he's not going to have enough offensive linemen to block everybody, so he slides to his left, buys himself enough time, and makes an accurate throw to Sterling Shepard for a first down. So a nice job right there by Jones. So this is the same drive, and Daniel Jones here makes a pretty risky decision, to say the least, and we're going to see, I mean, it was the right idea. He did have Evan Engram right here, he was going to cut out and then cut back in, but who's ever guarding Evan Engram right here did a fantastic job of not really enabling him to cut back in. And, it's a Monday morning quarterback type of comment, but on top of the screen, they basically had a screen or something you can call. I don't even know if it was a design screen, but right here on top of the screen. So right here, you would say, I don't know who this receiver is out here, but the Giants basically had 2 blockers to get these corners here, a guy to throw the ball here, and he probably would have scored on this play, but look, it's, This is why you go over the film, obviously. I mean, this probably could have been a touchdown up here, but the play was designed to go to Ingram most likely. He's cutting in here, but this defender plays it perfectly, and Evan Ingram kind of stops his route, and Daniel Jones throws a ball that luckily, got batted down. This probably would have been intercepted, but I think it was batted down by number 23 here. So, look, when you look at it from this perspective, they probably should have went to the top of the screen here because it probably would have been a touchdown. I mean, it's easy. You swing the pass here, boom, block, and then you run it in for a touchdown. But it is what it is. Luckily, this ball was not intercepted, and the Giants would go on to score a touchdown later on this drive anyway. So we're on a 3rd and 6, it looks like. This is the same drive. Daniel Jones makes a really nice play here. So let's see. When this ball is hiked, there's really nowhere to go with it. You can see, he could have went out here real quick, but has a curl route here, but he waits for this to develop. Obviously, the offensive line's doing a good job here. He has himself enough time to make a throw. Waits for Sterling Shepard over the middle of the field to kind of just sit down in the zone here, and just makes a great throw. It's perfect right in the chest, and Sterling Shepard can just sit down at the 2-yard line and set the Giants up for a easy 1st and goal. We'll watch it from this position here. So I think the offensive line does a great job, I believe. At least it looked like it from the other angle. There's really no pressure here, maybe on the outside with Remmers. Yeah, but still, it's great protection right there and a great throw. And I'm just very surprised from what our young quarterback does. He's been doing a lot of great things, and if he makes throws like this on a consistent basis on 3rd downs and 3rd and longs and stuff like that, this is why the Giants have been so great at converting 3rd downs the last 2 weeks. Daniel Jones is making these tough throws look easy. So it's great to see if you're a Giants fan. So the Giants on a 1st down here, 6 to go from scoring a touchdown. And Daniel Jones here, he was trying to go to the flat, it looked like, on the very first read. Looked like he was going to go down here to Evan Ingram, but he was covered very tightly on this play. And Daniel Jones, look, you see it right here. He's covered tightly. You can't make this throw. I would not advise doing that. It's easily a pick 6 if he, throws the ball to the Redskins defender. So yeah, you can't make that throw. He decides better. And there was a route up here where maybe he could have went with the ball, but that's risky as well. But what Daniel Jones does is he trusts his offensive line. He scans the field, literally looks from left all the way down here, and then look, wide open receiver, the running back Wayne Gallman down here. He finds him, he hits him, and an easy touchdown for the Giants. I just love the patience and everything we saw from Daniel Jones right there. I'll watch it again in real time. It's just awesome. Looks to the left, never panics, stays calm, and then boom, keeps the feet moving. Looks at Wayne Gallman for an easy touchdown. The offensive line once again. Look, they didn't have a fantastic game in this one, especially with the run blocking. They didn't really create much push, but pass blocking was pretty good today. I'll give them that. Daniel Jones did make some plays to bail him out, but for the most part, an awesome job by the offensive line in this game. So yeah, I'm probably going to sound like a whiny fan here, but the Giants had a 3rd and 6, or the Redskins had a 3rd and 6 technically. And for some reason, James Bettcher puts them back in his own defense, and the Redskins had 2 underneath options to easily just make a catch and pick up the 6 yards needed. I kind of wish they played man in this situation. I understand they didn't want a deep ball because Grant Haley got beat earlier in this game, but still, he had 2 check down options that easily would have picked up a 1st down. It just looked too easy to me. Maybe I'm whining about it too much, but right here, we have a check down with the running back Thompson. This receiver running a drag is wide open as well. They would have picked up a 1st down with either guy. And then they have Janoris Jenkins down here. I understand it's zone, but he's guarding nobody, it seems like. And then you have guys up here. It is part of the defense, I understand it, but it just made it too easy against a guy like Case Keenum. If Case Keenum beats you deep, then so be it. But don't just drop back in his zone and let him check down a 4-yard pass for a guy like Chris Thompson. He was easily going to pick it up. You know what I mean? I wish there was a man defense called on this play, and now that's really on James Bettcher, but it is what it is. So the Giants didn't get too much pressure. Dexter Lawrence did all he could there, but still, I just thought it was too easy from the Giants' perspective on defense. So in the previous game in Tampa, the Giants had some covered sacks, and this is another one right here. So there's really nowhere for Case Keenum to go with this ball on a 2nd and 9. Of course, right here they had the flat open, but Janoris Jenkins was there. This is not really open. This was not really open. Neither of these guys were open. There's nowhere he can go with the ball, really. And still, he decides to take off because the defensive line got there. And I think Case Keenum ends up picking up a yard, maybe. I think it was considered a sack, actually. So we'll see. I don't know where the line of scrimmage was on this play. Guess it was a sack. Yeah, I did write sack on the top, so I guess it was considered a sack. And then Ryan Connelly and Dexter Lawrence get there. So we'll see from this angle exactly what was going on with the defensive line. Of course, as we saw, nobody was really open downfield. The zone coverage worked on defense that time. And Dexter Lawrence got some good pressure, and Ryan Connelly was basically there to finish the job once Case Keenum stepped up. And I'm still sad that Ryan Connelly's not with us the rest of the year, but he did play in this game, so we have to watch it, unfortunately. So it's a 3rd and 11 here, same drive for Washington, and basically the receivers, because it's a 3rd and 11, they're going to run some deep routes, and of course Case Keenum needs some time to make a throw here, but he really does not get a lot of time here. So watch the bottom of the screen. I believe it's O'Shane Ximines right here, and then Dexter Lawrence right here. They run a stunt, and basically the right tackle, I believe Morgan Moses, has a 2-on-1 situation. Both guys get in the backfield. Case Keenum rolls out. Doesn't really make a throw. I mean, he did throw it out of bounds, I think, but still, nice job there by the Giants defense. We'll see if anybody was open from this angle. Didn't really look like it. I mean, by the time he could throw, I guess, right here, I mean, he could have went in the middle of the field right here with, I guess, Vernon Davis. He might have had this top route on the curl. Let's see. I mean, it's possible. That's a risky throw, but really nothing else was open there. We'll watch from this angle here, see the defensive line pressure. So watch right here, Lawrence and O'Shane. I think O'Shane goes down here, and he goes to the left of Morgan Moses, and then Dexter Lawrence goes on the top. So we'll see what happens here. Nice play design, though. These plays have worked a lot. I mean, we see the Giants, they ran some stunts in Tampa that worked well, and you see right there both guys get in the backfield. Unfortunately, they missed them, but still Case Keenum rolled out, just throws the ball out of bounds. So the Giants right there, they survive a 3rd down and long situation on defense. The Giants faced with a 3rd and 2 situation on their own 14. They need to convert this for the field position battle, and of course they have Evan Engram, who is on a Landon Collins right here. So Landon Collins, I think, is right here, number 20, and Evan Engram basically makes him fall. I understand the turf is pretty slippery and stuff like that, but still, it was a great route by Evan Engram. Runs a quick little in and out. Engram picks up like 12 yards on this play, so the Giants convert that 3rd and 2. And obviously, anytime you have Landon Collins in coverage, it's going to be a good day for you. So Engram's down here, and I think Collins is up here. We'll watch how he guards him. So he runs in, runs out. Collins slips, which is unfortunate, but still, the Giants pick up an extra 12 yards on that play, and the Giants convert a 3rd and 2 situation. So as we know, Daniel Jones has been great with the ball placement. Here's an example of it right here. So I think this is man coverage, if I remember correctly. Sterling Shepard right here is going to run like a slant over the middle, and Jones hits him in stride perfectly. This is a tough throw, though, because he not only has a man in his face, but there's a linebacker who's playing zone he has to account for as well, but still, he fits it in there. I thought live Sterling Shepard was going to break that for a touchdown. Unfortunately, he didn't. But watch from this angle here. I think Will Hernandez gives up some pressure, but still, he steps into the throw and makes a very accurate one. And we'll watch it here. And it's perfect. I mean, right in stride, hitting the chest. But I said it was a tough throw because, you watch Will Hernandez, this guy, right when he throws this ball, I mean, he's a guy in his face. Will Hernandez is basically right on him. And he has to worry about this linebacker here because I don't know if he's a quarterback spy or he's just playing in the middle of the field, but he's not guarding anybody, so he could do whatever he wants, it seems like, and Daniel Jones still makes a great throw. And you see where he hits Shepard there. I mean, right in front of him a little bit, right in the numbers. I mean, Shepard's guy fell on this play, which makes it easier. The Giants pick up 23 yards on this play, but just another great example of ball placement by Daniel Jones. So as I noted before, the Giants have been much more efficient on 3rd downs. It's a 3rd and 2 here. It's only 2 yards to pick up, but it was a tough play because there was a lot of pressure on Jones right off the bat, and we'll see what he does here. I mean, I feel like this is a play that Eli Manning would struggle with because it involves using your legs a little bit, and you watch Jones. I mean, there's pressure from the left side here. I think Will Hernandez and Nate Solder struggled on this play, but he rolls out and finds, I don't know if that's, I think it was Darius Slayton who made this catch. We'll watch it from the other angle. They picked up the 1st down on it, but this is a tough play. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks, especially ones that aren't mobile, would be stuck in this situation. You think about, I'll stop it right when he's in trouble. Right about like here. I mean, he's in a tough spot because, his backside is basically exposed. Nate Stoller is in front of his guy, but Will Hernandez is struggling right here. Jalapio is struggling. Number 94, I don't even know where Zeitler is. You can't even see Zeitler on this play. I mean, he did a good job, Zeitler, but still, he rolls out and makes an accurate throw on the run, and Darius Slayton makes a nice catch there. Of course, we talked about Darius Slayton's drop issues last video, but still, that's a great catch right there, and a nice job by Jones using his legs and making an accurate throw on the run to move the chains. So this was a 22-yard run for Wayne Gallman. There's a lot to like on the blocking on this play, and that's always my argument. Like, if you open up holes for a running back, they'll pick up a lot of yards because all these running backs are athletic people, and they definitely know how to run straight and run through holes, and that's exactly what Wayne Gallman does right here. So watch how Will Hernandez is going to pull on this play. He's going to end up right over here, throw some blocks on some linebackers, and the wide receiver, I think, Benny Fowler, who is no longer with the team, he just got cut today, actually, and Rhett Ellison, who's right here, is going to motion down, and he'll block as well on this play. The other angle shows it better, but, I mean, you could probably watch right here. Watch Will Hernandez on this play. It's a good view for him. He does a nice job here. And Wayne Gallman has the outside to himself. I think that's Josh Norman. I mean, Josh Norman's not the best tackler. He does get laid out there at the end there by the safety. We'll watch from this angle here. So I think Fowler's going to throw like a seal block right here somewhere. And then, of course, Ellison comes down, and then, Will Hernandez, as I said, wraps around here and throws a nice block. So, I mean, as I always say, if you throw some nice blocks, these running backs are athletic, and they're going to pick up yards. It really depends all on the offensive line. I mean, Saquon Barkley would have had a field day this game, but still, I think Wayne Gallman played pretty well, aside from the fumble, of course. I've been noticing how Pat Shermer likes to throw in one of these end-around plays per game. He did it last week in Tampa. I think he might have did it in the Bills game as well. They seem to throw in one of these plays per game. They're going to motion Shepard here, and Daniel Jones is going to hand the ball off to him. Nice blocking on the outside there by, I think, Ellison and I guess Fowler it might be. Probably should know this. Maybe it's Latimer. No, that is Fowler. It's 18. So a nice job there. I mean, we'll watch from this angle. So basically, all Shepard has to do is outrun and get an angle on number 90 here. Everyone else is really blocked at this point. And then the outside receiver and Rhett Ellison, they do the rest. And he picks up like 20 yards on this play. I love this play when it works. Sometimes it gets blown up. I mean, sometimes you'll see number 90 will make this play. I mean, it's not always number 90, but this player will make this play who's unblocked. But basically, you're trusting your athleticism of your wide receiver to get around him and then pick up some extra yards on the outside of the field. And that's exactly what happened right there. So they executed this play perfectly, picked up like 20 yards or so. I like how Sterling Shepard, they said it on the broadcast as well, he does not go out of bounds. He probably could have went out of bounds like right here, but he says, nope, we're coming back in. He picks up an extra few yards. That's the kind of player Sterling Shepard is. He's tough, and he picked up an extra few yards for us right there. So we all knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when Daniel Jones was going to start making some rookie mistakes, throwing interceptions. He almost had one last week. I kind of blame the wide receiver more on that route. But right here, he throws an interception, and I really cannot blame anybody except for Daniel Jones on. So right here, I mean, look, he probably should have let this ball go. I don't know where he's looking. He might be looking up here at this receiver. But, I mean, he had a open Sterling Shepard right on the NFL logo. He's open here. He has to let go of this ball earlier, but decides to wait for some reason. Shepard's route's going to try and end over here. And this corner right here, Quinton Dunbar, he knows he has help over the top. So he knows he can leave his receiver, and he knows that Jones is looking in Shepard's direction eventually and just undercuts this and makes a great play. I mean, Dunbar had 2 interceptions in this play, or in this game. He makes a fantastic play right here, and he fooled Daniel Jones, plain and simple. He sees Jones, his eyes are looking at Shepard. Dunbar is looking this way the whole time at Daniel Jones and looking at his eyes, and right when he loads to throw that ball, he's off, and he just, beats Shepard to the spot for the interception. But that kind of stuff happens. It is what it is. I'm not mad at the guy. These rookie mistakes happen, but you wish he'd throw it right. This linebacker right here, I don't even know if it's a linebacker. It looks like a 2 right here. Maybe this is Landon Collins for all I know. He comes up. They're expecting, a run. It was a play action there. It worked. So you have room here now to make a throw, and Daniel Jones has to realize that. He has to let go of this ball a little sooner. I don't know why he looked off him. He looked at him first, right? You could see he's looking in this direction of Sterling Shepard and then looks off him for some reason. I don't know. Then he goes to him later. Just too late at that point. He had that throw earlier. I just wish he let it rip earlier, honestly. They probably would have had a solid gain on that play. So this is the second time that Trey Quinn should have had a touchdown here, but luckily for us, once again, Case Keenum overthrows him. I did say in my video, the preview for this game, my sleeper for this team was Trey Quinn, and I would have looked very smart because he had 2 touchdown opportunities in this game. I did not really like the Grant Haley matchup, and he took advantage of one on a couple plays, but luckily his quarterback overthrew him. I mean, he had like 4 or 5 yards on this play. You cannot miss this throw if you're an NFL quarterback. I mean, I sure as hell would not have made this throw. I don't like criticizing pro athletes, but that's a throw you have to make if you're in the NFL. And, you see Grant Haley. I mean, once again, I'm not an expert on this stuff, but he seems like he opens his hips up too late on this play. I mean, he has to open his hips up like right here. You know what I mean? Like he sees here that Trey Quinn's just bursting deep, and he basically takes too long to open up, and by the time he does, Trey Quinn does have a few steps on him. He stumbles a bit, Grant Haley, but luckily for us, the ball goes over his head. So we'll see if there's any pressure on this play. I wrote no pressure on the top here, so I'm assuming there's no pressure on this play, unless I just flat out lied to myself. We'll see. Yeah, there's not much pressure. He had all day to throw, it seemed like, unfortunately for him. And Case Keenum, that ball was just overthrown. But the Giants got lucky there. I mean, they should have given up probably 17 points in this game, but you know what? It is what it is. They only scored 3, and it's stuff like that that'll lose you games in the NFL, so that sucks for the Redskins. So the Redskins have a 3rd and 10 here. They're on, I think, the Giants' 47 or their own. I mean, it's within 6 yards either way, so it's really not that far. But once they're on their own 30 or 47. So I think Oshane Ximines on the top of the screen here runs a stunt once again and has a clear path at Case Keenum. The Giants have to keep doing this. I mean, if these stunts are going to keep working, you might as well keep doing it. He has an open lane to Keenum. Keenum steps up, pressured once again, makes a crappy throw, and then Jabril Peppers was almost there for the interception. He's looking up to the heavens saying, I should have had that ball. But no, I mean, you can't really make that play. That's tough. So you watch Oshane here. He once again is going to come under here, and they just were playing with Morgan Moses the whole game. I think this is, Dexter Lawrence, number 97 right here. So it's the same play we saw before, just a different camera angle because we were going the other way last time. And we'll watch what Oshane does. He cuts in. Moses can't get over there. There's just bad communication. And yeah, it's a terrible throw right there by Case Keenum. So the Giants right there, another great play on defense for a third down situation. And they got the ball back right after that. So here is the Daniel Jones second interception. I really can't defend him too much on this play. He just threw the ball not too far out in front of his receiver. He just allowed the defender to make a play on this ball. I think he goes in the slot here to Shepard, who's going to cross across, I guess that's a real way to say it, goes across the field here, and he just undercuts it. Quinton Dunbar once again with his second interception of this game. But in this situation, I mean, if there wasn't pressure on the right side here, he probably could have went down here to Engram on a drag route, and that probably would have picked up some solid yardage, and it would have picked up a first down, of course, because the marker's right here, and he's basically already on the first down marker. So, yeah, I mean, that sucks. He definitely did not lead his receiver enough. I mean, that ball should have been to the sideline more, obviously. And yeah, we'll see from this angle where the ball is exactly. I'll put this thing up here. Hopefully we see it. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, when I watched Daniel Jones at Duke, he made some decisions like this that scared me, and I hope, they eventually fix themselves out in the NFL. He is young, so I'm not too worried about it. He finished off the game playing real well, but, it's stuff like that that's concerning, but he is a rookie, so if he's doing this in 5 years, that's an issue. But for now, we can deal with it. This pass just needs to be more over here. I feel like if he was over here, or if the ball was over here more, it would have been a completion, but the ball was underthrown a bit and a little bit too far behind Shepard, and it allowed Dunbar to make a play on this ball, and I don't know how he caught that. It's a very nice catch, by the way, so just sucks for Daniel Jones. But the Giants, I mean, of course they did well on offense for the most part, so it is what it is. So if you've been watching every film review video, you'll remember in week 1 there was an exact play like this with Jason Witten and Michael Thomas. So Michael Thomas was in Jabril Peppers' shoes on this play, and Jason Witten was right here. Witten was acting like he was blocking, but it was a play action, and then went out for a pass right here. He caught a touchdown, and Michael Thomas bit on that play, or on the play action, and completely fell for it. Let's watch Jabril Peppers right here. He does a great job. He falls for it a bit, but he goes right where, I mean, he plays this ball perfectly. We'll watch it from the other angle here. At this point, he's too, you know what I mean? Oh, let me go back a little bit. Like right about here. Okay, so he's, I think this is something Sprinkle, Jeremy Sprinkle, whatever his name is, acting like he was going to block, then goes out for the pass. Jabril can't hold him, obviously, or else they get an automatic first down. I don't even know what down it is on this play anyway, but still. He does everything he could here. So, of course, Sprinkle has a step on him. And all Jabril can do at this point is just he sees where Sprinkle's hands are, right? And Jabril does the exact right thing and goes right where his arms are and just tries to knock the ball out and knock the ball loose, and that's what he does. I think Jabril Peppers played this perfectly because you can't under pursue, because then you might allow a rushing touchdown, but if you over pursue, you might get beat right here, and he kind of does get beat by a little bit, but he makes up for it. He puts his hands right where the ball is and knocks it away. He makes a great play right there. So stuff like that is very encouraging to see from a young safety, and I love seeing that play from Jabril Peppers. So Daniel Jones got away with one here. This was a play right after, or it could have been 3 interceptions in a row, but Josh Norman dropped the ball on this one. And, this is one of those things that once again concern me watching the tape on Daniel Jones in college, is that some of the deep balls are underthrown a bit. I don't think he has a quote-unquote weak arm. I wouldn't say that. I think he has an average NFL arm. But on a play like this ball, I mean, look, it probably wasn't smart to throw this ball anyway. I mean, Josh Norman's in great position to make a play. It's not like he even has a step on his guy here. I think this is Benny Fowler. And if I'm seeing this right, he had a route down here that would have picked up a first down. The marker's right here. This would have picked up a first down. This would have picked up a first down. I think Jones got a little bit over greedy here and just made a risky throw. And this is underthrown a bit, and Josh Norman almost cuts in front of it and makes an interception. So Jones will watch this on tape. He's a very smart guy. He'll fix this stuff. I'm not too worried about it. But once again, that was just one of those things in college that I watched of him where I was like, I don't know about this guy. But still, Jones' intermediate route accuracy and his short accuracy is amazing. It's just stuff like this on the deep ball that sometimes concerns me. But I think he'll get better at it as his career goes on. But luckily for us, Josh Norman did drop that ball. I love this play from Pat Shurmur right here. We're going to watch it from this angle. I mean, this is why I love these camera views and why I share these videos with you guys, because you really don't see this on TV too much. So they have 5 wide here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks like Wayne Gallman down here, but still, he's out wide, so he has to be accounted for. And basically, watch Evan Engram on this play. So every receiver is going to go deep on this play. So basically, all Evan Engram has to do is beat a linebacker. And if, Evan Engram's going to beat a linebacker in coverage 9 out of 10 times, that's exactly what happens here. He runs a very, very nice route that most linebackers, 90% of them, can't cover. Once again, breaks a guy's ankles, and then he picks up 31 yards on this play. I think there was a block in the back on this play, but still, I love this play design. So you watch right here. I think the ball's in the air at this point, or maybe it was caught already. I don't even know where the ball is. That's the one downside. He catches it right there. So at this point, Gallman's down here. The 2 top receivers are over here. 1 receiver's in the middle of the field. And this play design, if it works, you basically have Evan Engram catching the ball on a linebacker, which is always going to work. He already has like 5 yards of separation. And Evan Engram gets to turn up field and pick up a first down. It's just a great play design. It puts him on an isolated spot by himself, and Evan Engram can beat a linebacker whenever he wants. We'll watch the offensive line on this play because, it was only 5 offensive linemen. There was no help, but there was only 4 rushers, and it worked. Daniel Jones stayed in there, made an accurate throw. He made the right throw, and a nice job by the Giants right there. The one downside was the block in the back, but it is what it is. The Giants still picked up a first down on this play. So I didn't notice this at first, but Pat Shurmur does the same thing in back-to-back plays, except this time it's for Wayne Gallman. So Gallman's going to come out here and just run a quick little out route, and every other receiver is going to go deep. So once again, he's going to put a running back, an athletic player, just like Evan Engram, an athletic player in a mismatch situation that favors his offense. And right here, he makes a move. He has a bunch of room to make this throw. All he has to do is catch the ball. He luckily breaks 1 tackle right there. Nice job by him. And he picks up the 20 needed yards on this 2nd and 20 right here. They gave the Giants the first down. But once again, just a great play call by Pat Shurmur. Everyone goes deep, right? You're probably not going to throw to any of these receivers unless for some reason there's like no deep safety, which there is. You can't really throw this ball. What you're looking for here is to go underneath. All these cornerbacks are going to be back here, and Wayne Gallman's going to have a bunch of room to pick up a first down. All it takes is 1 broken tackle, which happens right here, obviously, and he picks up 20 yards. I love this play design once again. You take advantage of the Redskins playing back, and you send out 4 receivers on a deep route. You have all this room, literally all this room underneath, while every other player in the secondary is down here guarding the other 4 receivers. I love this play call very much. And he picks up a first down on it. Nice job by Wayne Gallman right there. We'll see how the offensive line does. Once again, there's no help. It's just the 5 offensive linemen. They do a good job there. I really can't complain too much. And, of course, Wayne Gallman does the rest. So just another great job there by Pat Shurmur, who I was pretty impressed with his play calling in this game. So here's a 3rd down for the Redskins offense. They're on their own 20, and the Giants do a great job on defense here. And I specifically want to point out Jabril Peppers, so we'll watch him first. He's going to cover the running back, Chris Thompson, who's a very good receiving back, if you don't know about Chris Thompson. Jabril's right here, Thompson's right here, and watch what he does. I think this is where Dwayne Haskins was looking to go with the ball, but he was blanketed by Peppers the entire time. It was awesome. He's looking to the right, doesn't find them. Great coverage there by Peppers. Everyone else does a great job. There's really nowhere else he could have went with this ball. The pressure on this play was even better probably. And we'll watch from the other angle. It looked like, I don't know who was getting in there. We'll see. Ryan Conley maybe got in there. Nope, he dropped back. I'm stupid. But everyone else there was doing a great job. And Haskins was able to get out of the pocket. He just threw the ball out of bounds. We'll watch exactly who was getting to the quarterback. So I believe this is O'Shane out here, Olsen Pierre, Dexter Lawrence, and then Marcus Golden. We'll watch what all of them did. Seemed like O'Shane got there, Olsen Pierre got there, and then the other guys, Lawrence and then Marcus Golden, run them down. They throw it out of bounds. So just a great job by the entire defense on that play. So this is a simple 7-yard run, I guess you can call it, by our quarterback. But still, I like it for maturity reasons. This is a rollout, a bootleg here where he rolls to his left, and every receiver is going to end up going to the left at some point just to make it easier throw for him. And Daniel Jones does the right thing. I mean, this right here, the outside linebacker falls for it. This play is going to work most likely. But here we go once again. So Sterling Shepard's running the same route that Jones threw an interception on last time, right? Up here is a deep curl. He kind of slips out of his break, so nothing's going on there. All these receivers, of course, are going to the left side of the field because obviously you can't make a throw across your body to the right side of the field. So right here at this moment, Daniel Jones kind of pauses for a second, right? He realizes there's no Redskin in the area. He can pause for a second, see if anybody gets open late, but he decides ultimately, all right, I'll just pick up 7 yards with my legs. And that's just a very smart play. He didn't force anything. I love this decision making right here. Of course, if you're a young quarterback, sometimes we'll try to force things. I mean, maybe I would not advise throwing here, but maybe he would have went for this deep route here, which could have been a risky throw. But hey, he does a smart thing on a 1st and 10. He picks up 7 yards, makes it a 2nd and 3. I love that play, and he's using his legs to his advantage. So this was the play of the game for Daniel Jones and probably the whole offense, honestly. I wouldn't call it the play of the game. I think Jabril Peppers' pick 6 kind of just sealed the game. But this was amazing. A 3rd and 13 right here. They're on the Redskins 41, I believe. And Daniel Jones, they're on the Redskins 41, has basically no time to throw here. He's given like under 2 seconds easily. And Nate Solder struggles. The right side, I think Red Ellison was struggling. Somehow gets out of it, and then somehow picks up a 1st down on this play. Just awesome. I'm glad none of the defenders took a cheap shot on Jones. This linebacker definitely, or this cornerback, safety, whatever he is, definitely could have taken a cheap headshot at him, but luckily did not. And he picks up a 1st down. Just an awesome play. We'll watch what the offensive line did here because, I mean, a lot of stuff was breaking down here. So first, on the edge, I think Ryan Kerrigan, he's one of the best outside linebackers, or used to be, in the league. And then Red Ellison's blocking him here. I mean, that's just a mismatch for the Giants right here. Nate Solder, who had a rough week last week. We didn't really hear about him much this week, but they're not doing so well. Will Hernandez at one point had his back turned to the play, which I am a little confused about, so I kind of want to watch it myself. I mean, Hernandez is in between helping, Halapio, and then helping Solder. I think he just goes to help Solder, but I think he probably realizes the play's probably over, but his quarterback somehow gets out of it. He breaks one arm tackle here, and then Daniel Jones uses his legs, spins out of it, and picks up the rest. It's just an amazing play, honestly. I mean, it's just awesome to see that. Of course, I mean, it's going to be me criticizing Eli Manning. We never saw this with Eli Manning, and it's not me trying to criticize him, but you guys in the comments will make it out to be like that. But he does not do this, Eli Manning. He did it in the Super Bowl that one time with Tyree, but we didn't see Eli Manning pick up 15 yards with his legs after that. So, look, it's a great play by Jones. His legs just offer such an upside to this offense that we never had before. And honestly, I love watching it. So if he does a play like this every week, it can get us out of a sticky situation like that. And, hopefully he makes more plays like that over his career. So a lot of Giants fans, even myself included, we don't give Dalvin Tomlinson a lot of credit, but he makes this play happen. The whole pick 6 for Jabril Peppers. Watch him right here, number 94. He makes this play happen. I didn't realize it live, but he's the reason that Dwayne Haskins makes this throw off balance. I mean, he is pushing his guy into him, and I mean, this is the center, a backup center, because their starter was out. But still, it's a great play. He has him off balance at this point. He's about to fall into Haskins' legs, it looks like. And Haskins just makes a terrible throw with the mechanics and everything right here. An awful decision, an awful throw, and Jabril Peppers comes in front, makes the play. Obviously returns it for a touchdown. We'll watch here where Jabril Peppers is. He's right here. I don't know if I think he's covering this tight end on the outside. We'll see right here. Yes, it is. All right, so he cuts in. Jabril sees it, undercuts the ball, brings it back for his first interception as a Giant, his first touchdown in the NFL, an awesome play for him. But really, I think Dalvin Tomlinson makes this play happen. I mean, Jabril Peppers had a lot to do with it as well, obviously, but still, that's a great job right there by Tomlinson getting a push and then Jabril Peppers cleaning up the rest. So the Giants ended up getting a sack on this play, but I think a lot of it has to go on Dwayne Haskins. He holds on to this ball for like 5 seconds, and he had many opportunities to make a throw here. I don't know why he held the ball so much. This is not Ohio State anymore. You're not going to get 10 seconds to throw the ball every play. And I mean, look, this pocket right here is pretty ridiculous. He has an open receiver here on a curl. This receiver, there was a throw to make on top of the screen here. If he threw it in this area, there's only one safety. He could have made a throw here with this deep receiver, and of course the underneath route is open right here. But for some reason, Haskins holds on to the ball. The Giants eventually get to him. Marcus Golden brings him down, and I just don't know what Haskins was looking at. I'll put the bar over here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I mean, at this point, Haskins has all day to throw, and I mean, look, this receiver down here is going over here. So, I mean, there was a throw to make. If you wanted to take a deep shot, you're already down like 2 or 3 possessions. You might as well. But of course, he had an open receiver here as well, and even this receiver on Janoris Jenkins was open. So, look, just a terrible decision to not let that ball go. He takes a sack, and I think that's just too much of Ohio State in him with the offensive line he had there. He had all day to throw. That's part of the reason I wasn't really on the Haskins bandwagon. I feel like his situation was too perfect, and there were some flaws in his game that we didn't see because the team around him was so great, and there's an example of it right there. So the Giants once again get a sack on this play, but I think that Dwayne Haskins had a throw to make here. I feel like if he was a veteran in this league, he probably would have made this throw. We'll watch. I think it was Vernon Davis over the middle at one point. He starts right here at the end of the line right here, top left. So there's a throw to make. I mean, right here, he had room to make this throw in the seam route, but does not do it. I think he's looking his way too. I don't know why he didn't let go of the ball, but eventually the Giants get to him. They get another sack in this game. I forget how many they had total. I think it was like 3 or 4. But once again, Dalvin Tomlinson gets there. Tuzar Skipper got there as well. One of the newer Giants makes a play. So, yeah, I mean, he's number 54, I believe, right here. He makes his first impact, really, as a Giant. Makes a decent pass rushing move and just backs his own offensive lineman into Haskins, and then Dalvin Tomlinson takes care of the rest. So, I mean, there was some nice coverage on that play. I think he had the seam route open for a second, but didn't really take a shot at it, and the Giants once again get a sack out of it. So I think this is the last play I'm going to cover here. It's the second interception by Janoris Jenkins this game, and I think he does a great job here, not biting on the double move. He's facing Paul Richardson on the bottom of the screen right here, and looks like he's going out. But Jenkins is all over it. Haskins makes a risky throw, and Jenkins comes down with it. He kicks the ball in the crowd and was not really flagged for it. I'm confused as to why, but it's whatever to me at this point. And he just makes, we saw this last week with DeAndre Baker and Chris Godwin. Baker made a great play on it as well. And we see at this time, Paul Richardson is no Chris Godwin, but still, he's still a decent receiver when he's healthy. And it's a great job right there. And you see Haskins do a little pump fake here. Janoris is not falling for it. He's been around long enough and just makes a great play. He basically boxes out Richardson. Richardson's a big receiver, but still has the position and makes the play on it. So great job there by Janoris Jenkins. I was very happy to see him bounce back after that pitiful performance in Tampa. Maybe he gets back to his old self. As I said, I think this is the last clip. I know I didn't cover every single play in this game because that would take forever, as I always say. So if you guys made it to the end, I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you next time.